News 25 is brought to you by Dr. George Leeks, Pahrumph's optometrist since 1990, offering full spectrum eye care for children and adults. Call today, 727-8300. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Deputies have arrested one local man for suspicion of murder, and special deliveries are received throughout the town. News 25 starts now.
This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Neighbors report a loud disturbance that turns tragic. It's Monday, April 6th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Well, one man is in custody at this time for second-degree murder. The Nye County Sheriff's Office was dispatched to the address of 835 South Linda Street approximately 3 o'clock in the morning this past Saturday for a report of a dead body. Upon arrival, they found one male adult that was deceased. They've arrested one person by the name of Marco Torres for resisting a public officer, murder in the second degree, and for interrupting, intercepting, or delaying a phone message. The details are unclear at this point. However, News 25 spoke to a resident who told us that the person that is the suspect in this case was the caretaker of an older gentleman by the name of Jonathan, who is the decedent. They also said that they heard some type of disturbance around 1:30 to 2 o'clock in the morning. The Nye County Sheriff's Office spent the next day looking into the matter and investigating the cause of this death. Their report will be forthcoming. Well, Nye County is reporting this morning 2 more positive results for COVID-19 in Pahrump, making the number in town 7 and the county overall 9. And that is just for positive results so far with the testing done. 2 of those listed as recovered by the state. The drive-in COVID-19 testing will be available again this week throughout Nye County. Here in Pahrump, Wednesday, April 8th from 8 a.m. until noon, and that will be on Walt Williams Drive, right next to the Duck Pond near the County Commissioner's Chambers. In Amargosa, it's at the Sheriff's Office, April 9th from 8 a.m. until 10. Beatty at their Sheriff's Office, April 9th from 1 until 2 p.m. Tonopah, April 9th at 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. and Round Mountain, Friday, April 10th from noon until 2. All of those are at the Sheriff's Office. If you would like to register, you can do that by calling the Sheriff's Office at 775-751-7000. Well, Nye County Commissioners would like to see changes at 2 Pahrump intersections in the hopes of increasing safety for motorists. One of those at Homestead and Thousand Air, which was the site of a deadly crash this last Thursday. The other, Charleston Park and Barney, which was the site of a serious accident that same day. Commissioners have asked the Department of Public Works to consider converting both intersections to 4-way stops.
There has been some accidents over on Homestead and Thousand Air, so there was a request that got put into Public Works for a 4-way stop to start looking into that, and I just wanted to make sure that was on the record that we're looking into it. Thank you.
Thank you. 3 of us asked for that. So.
And I'd like to add to that, we have the same situation apparently over on Barney and Charleston Park, where there was a terrible accident there again last night, and so they had to, I don't know if it turned into a fatal, but they had to airlift someone from that spot over there by the dollar store. And I know for a fact that there's something about that corner that makes it real easy to run that stop sign.
You can't see.
Yeah, if you're coming from Barney, you're on Barney and you're going, and cars are coming. There's just something odd about that. And I would like to put in to also put a 4-way stop there.
Okay. Perfect.
And more news right after this break.
News 25 is brought to you by Star Nursery, your garden's partner for every bloomin' thing.
Welcome back. OPEC is considering changes that will help boost crude oil prices. The government's small business bailout plan gets off to a bumpy start, and sales of Corona beer are surging. Angela Miles has all the details.
Topping our news, OPEC is holding a critical meeting today. It's anticipated a deal will be reached between the Saudis and Russia that could put an end to super low prices of crude as they could potentially cut production. Oil prices rallied on Friday. The government's $350 billion for small businesses is happening, but it was off to a chaotic start on Friday. Not all banks were ready. Bank of America reports receiving 10,000 applications in the first hour, while other banks were not prepared to process applications. Apple might remain closed until May. Company officials are monitoring the locations and will make decisions on reopening based on local government guidelines. And Corona beer sales were a top seller for Constellation Brands. Sales were especially brisk the first 3 weeks of March, even as people confused coronavirus with Corona beer.
Well, in the midst of the coronavirus shutdown, Nye County is looking at all options for controlling and reducing costs as revenue drops. Savannah Recker is the Nye County Comptroller. She presented county commissioners with a snapshot of the situation and what's being done to prepare for what comes next.
The key takeaways is that management has a strategic plan to reduce expenditures within services and supply lines first. We will request help from the federal government and our state government when and where possible. We're going to realign the fiscal 20 and 21 budget to meet projected revenue deadlines. We will utilize the ending fund balance as a bridge funding to get the county from estimated revenue levels to a point in time where the revenue levels are restored to a somewhat normal level for us. If the crisis escalates past all planned measures, harder decisions will be brought forward to the board. I am very optimistic at this point in time. We will not have to escalate past management's strategic plan.
My view is a little more dire than yours is, because I'm not very optimistic, actually. I think helping to ask the state and the feds for help, I think the state's going to be in even worse shape than we are.
Yeah.
And the feds are just printing money as fast as they can make those printing presses go. So I'm not convinced we're going to get much help, if any.
I agree with a lot of what you said. In my personal experience, private business can pivot much quicker and do what's necessary than we as a government. So I think your dire situation, I think we're already there. And I think that's what we need to really be looking at. We already need to be moving in that direction. It's easier to make the cuts and tighten the belt now as a government, and then say, hey, you know what? Okay, we over tightened and we can loosen it up a little bit. Projections are better, etc. I think we need to over tighten right now. And Las Vegas, just so everybody understands where I'm coming from with this. Las Vegas is disposable income. You go to Las Vegas because you got money, you're doing very well, you want to have a good time. Vegas was the last thing to come back this last recession out of 2008. I mean, we shut everything down. That's going to take a while for those habits to come back and for people to come back. And the trickle effect coming out to Nye County, because people come out this way too, they go tourism. I mean, this is a lot bigger than I think we really give the gravity to. I mean, this is going to hurt.
Well, COVID-19 restrictions have canceled or postponed countless activities and events, and plenty of kids and teens are feeling down. According to Dr. Kate Eshelman of Cleveland Clinic Children's, parents can play an important role in helping their kids deal with disappointment.
I think it's important to ask the kids how they're feeling about those things. We don't want to assume that they're experiencing distress related to one thing or the other, but it's also okay to acknowledge their disappointment and validate their concerns.
Dr. Eshelman recommends putting things into perspective for kids. She says to explain that things could be worse, but also let them know it's okay to be disappointed. She says it can be helpful to find a distraction or an alternative activity. Even if it might not be the same as what they had planned, a new activity can ease their minds and their disappointment. Dr. Eshelman says these unprecedented hard times can cause some kids to become anxious or depressed. In these instances, there are warning signs parents should be on the lookout for.
I think a good rule of thumb is always to look for changes in behavior. So if you see that your child is sleeping more or less than he or she was, if the eating habits change, or if you see kind of more irritability or withdrawal or isolation, looking for those changes in behaviors.
Dr. Eshelman says it can also be helpful for parents to remind children that these challenging times won't last forever and to try to keep conversations positive.
All right, thanks so much to Brad. We'll have more news on the other side of this break.
This segment of the news is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyers, Nye County's injury attorneys. Don't get bullied by insurance companies. Call Jason Ernest and bully them back at 775-727-9500.
Well, some sad news to report. Death Valley representatives are saying that on April 4th in the afternoon, Inyo County Sheriff's Dispatch was notified of a possible deceased person found by a hiking party of 3 near the base of Manly Beacon out of Zimbreski Point Trailhead in Death Valley National Park. An Inyo County Sheriff's deputy and Death Valley Rangers responded. Rangers located the body and determined that the subject was deceased. It's believed that the individual fell approximately 300 feet from Manly Beacon. Due to lack of sufficient resources and time, a recovery was not attempted that evening. On April 5th, Inyo County Sheriff's Search and Rescue Coordinators, Inyo County Search and Rescue, and Death Valley National Park Rangers responded. CHP Inland Division's Air Operations H-82 from Apple Valley also responded to assist. Ground teams recovered the body from its position up a steep and loose draw. H-82 hoisted the decedent by air and transferred the body to Inyo County Coroner's Office. The rental vehicle was located at the trailhead. National Park Service Rangers reported that the vehicle was there for about 3 days prior to the discovery of the decedent. The identity of the recovered body is still pending positive identification by the Inyo County Coroner's Office. Currently, Death Valley National Park is closed to all recreation other than highway through travel. A reminder, do not participate in risky outdoor recreation at this time due to emergency medical care being prioritized by COVID-19 patients and limited rescue resources. Well, representatives from KPVM-TV and Ace Country Radio were on a mission this past week to deliver cookies to first responders and medical professionals. Thanks to Crumble Cookies on Blue Diamond Road in Las Vegas, our crew hand-delivered boxes of delicious cookies to people on the front lines of the coronavirus outbreak. Rhonda Van Winkle takes us along for the ride.
We're going to Pahrump Valley Fire Rescue and dropping off some Crumble Cookies to some first responders as a way of thanking them for their service.
Courtesy of Crumble Cookies on Blue Diamond Road in Las Vegas.
Yes, thank you, Crumble Cookie.
We are at Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue Services, but we aren't really sure how to get a hold of anybody, but we are here with some cookies from Crumble Cookie for them.
Thank you, ma'am. We really appreciate you guys bringing them.
Yes,
They're fantastic.
They're delicious.
yes, and they're huge, so we know there's going to be enough to share.
Awesome. We really appreciate you guys stopping by.
We're from KPVM-TV and Ace Country Radio.
Okay. Wow.
All right. But thank you for your
We'll let our
service.
captain and everybody know. Thank you. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
They're going to be gone
Thank
in
you.
30 minutes.
All right then.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
And she's on the phone.
Yep. Bye.
Hello.
Whoa.
6 feet.
I think this thing's
Hi.
These are from Crumble Cookie in Las Vegas,
Ooh.
courtesy of KPVM and Ace Country, with our sincere thanks for you guys doing what you do.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Take care, you guys. Thank you for everything. Thank you.
You take care.
Thank you.
Yay.
Okay, off to urgent care.
So we've delivered cookies to a few different places, the hospital, the sheriff's department, the fire department, and hazmat. And it's nice to see their happy faces and when they get some cookies. So thanks again to Crumble Cookies. We really appreciate you. As we head into urgent care, I will turn off the camera because of HIPAA. But we are certainly excited to deliver cookies to the urgent care here in Pahrump for the people who are always putting themselves right on the front lines. They met us at the front door.
They did. They're taking extra precautions for the virus, which I don't blame them for, so we handed them to the nurse that met us there. Yes. She seemed happy to have them.
Not to leave anyone out, we also tried to deliver a box of cookies to Nevada Highway Patrol, but our team was nicely told they could not accept them. Not wanting them to go to waste, of course, the staff here at KPVM-TV enjoyed them. Thanks again to Crumble Cookies.
And thanks to our staff for delivering those. Well, today in our Save a Pet, we have a very special animal. Darby O'Donnell's going to tell us all about Billy the goat.
Today's Save a Pet is proudly sponsored by Jason Ernest with Mountain West Lawyers. Call 775-727-9500.
Hi, I'm Darby here at Desert Haven Animal Society, and today we are joined with a very special guest. This is Billy the goat. So Billy is mainly all white on the back. He has black in the front. He has a cute little white floof on his head and a really long beard. They call him a tri-colored maple. They think that he might be a South African goat. They're not 100% sure, but he is gorgeous, super friendly. He has very long horns. People who work here say that they go into his cage all the time. He comes up and lets them pet him. Super sweet, lets you go and feed him some carrots and grass and everything like that. Definitely come and see Billy the goat. They're at Desert Haven on Surrey Lane behind the Nye County Courthouse. They are still accepting people to come and look at the animals, but you must make a scheduled appointment to do so. So give them a call, 775-751-7020, or you can look them up on their Facebook page at Desert Haven Animal Society. Bye, Billy!
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Well, let's take a look outside. I know we have some wild weather coming our way. Look at that. We're going to find out all about it right after this break.
News 25 Weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hello and welcome back to News 25. I'm Michael Donohue with today's weather. In Las Vegas, we had a high of 68 degrees, a low of 52. 67, a low of 53 in Death Valley, 55-44 in Amargosa, 50-40 in Beatty, 46 for the highs in Goldfield and Tonopah, 30 for the low in Goldfield, 29 in Tonopah, 47, a low of 31 in Carson City, 52 for the high in Fallon and Fernley, 32 for the low in Fallon, and 34 for the low up in Fernley. Now today in Pahrump, we saw some showers throughout the day. Our high today was 58 degrees. Winds coming out of the south up to 13 miles per hour. 54% for that humidity, and our sunrise at 6:22 this morning. Now tonight we're going to continue on with some more showers. Our low is going to be 44 degrees. It is 55 outside currently with winds coming out of the southeast up to 7 miles per hour. Humidity at 83% and 7:10 tonight expected for our sunset. Now looking ahead to that 7-day, on Tuesday and Thursday, we're going to be seeing a 50% chance of rain, a 70% on Wednesday, so we're pretty much guaranteed to see some more rain this week. That's expected to clear up by Friday with some mostly sunny skies for Friday and Monday, and some sunny skies all this weekend. Now for temperatures from Tuesday all the way through Thursday, we're going to be seeing those in about those high 50s, just around 56 to 58 degrees. Friday, we're going to jump up to a high of 66 degrees, and then up into those low 70s by the weekend, and Monday around 70 and 74 degrees. Now our overnights from Tuesday to Friday, those are going to be hanging out in those mid-40s, just between 44 and 47 degrees. We're going to sneak up to a low of 52 on Saturday, back down to 49 on Sunday. Then we're going to be seeing a low of 50 degrees again by next Monday. And so now with that, we're going to throw it back to the desk with Deanna.
There you go. We got Michael there. We have Ellie here, and Ellie is my Shih Tzu. She's an Imperial Shih Tzu. She only has one eye. I think most of you guys know about her story, but she just wanted to say goodnight. I have 5 dogs, so we rotate them, and Ellie got to come to work today. So we're going to say goodnight, and we will see you back here tomorrow. I'm Deanna O'Donnell with Ellie. Good night.